Well, I wanted to join the army. My aim was to join the defense forces. But 20 days before my exam, my NDA exam, I broke my right wrist, so I wasn't able to give the NDA exam. So law was basically my fallback option, and I developed interest in law because my father is into the judiciary. My brother is also pursuing law from National Law University, Delhi. Basically, when I came to CP, I really enjoyed how a certain thing can be interpreted in various ways. Maybe that's what interested me into law. People who are aspiring to do Clat, they should read the newspapers, but I didn't. But that won't be my advice to you. Definitely, newspaper reading is a very essential part because it helps you with the comprehension as well. It improves your reading skills, apart from giving you the necessary general knowledge that you require for Clat. For this year's paper, the general knowledge section was completely current based, and anyone who was a regular newspaper reader, I'm pretty sure you must have done well, which I was not, and that I regret in retrospect. Had I read the newspapers, maybe I would have scored like 3-4 marks more. Apart from that, all my GK preparation was done from Sanjay sir's compendium. I found them to be more or less sufficient, and there are people who study from various other sources like GK Today and stuff, but I didn't. It's up to individuals if they want to do that or not. For English, my schooling helped me pretty much because the English section was really easy. In the English section and the legal section, there were certain questions which had some conflicting answers, but they were resolved at the end of the day. For the legal section, I found, like when I was reading the question paper, I found most of the questions that I had done them at some point of the year at CP. That is the reason I scored really well in the legal section, and I found it pretty easy. Then for the logical section, it was not the usual logical section. It was a bit different from the pattern that the Clat committee used to follow. But anyone with an open mind done well in the logical section. Then there's the math section. Math section this year had some questions from trigonometry, but they were really easy because anyone who had studied maths in class 10th or 12th would have easily done those. I personally didn't do the mensuration section, which I regret because there were 2 questions. So my advice would be you should not leave anything in the math section just because it has not come in the previous papers, because the Clat committee is full of surprises. And my advice to anyone who wants to pursue law, who wants to give the Clat examination or the IELTS examination would be that you should give your mocks, give all the mock examinations, analyze them thoroughly. Because the GK section and the legal section, most probably you will find questions on similar lines in the final paper. The English section, of course, the pattern followed by the people who set mock is what comes in the actual Clat examination, and so it really gives you an idea about what you will encounter in the final examination. Plus, time management is a very essential thing here because you'll be having 120 minutes to do 200 questions. So time management is of essence, and here's where if you have a good GK, it really helps you because you can score like 50 marks. You have an opportunity to score 50 marks in those 10 minutes, and that would really give you an edge over the others who are not as that good in GK. For mathematics, I would recommend that you should not neglect it. Well, that's what I did when I took the Clat examination last year, because I thought ki it's just 20 marks and it won't really matter, but in a paper such as this year's, even 0.25 mark difference can change the college in which you land. So my advice would be, do your GK properly, study what Sanjay sir gives you. For the legal section, work on all the questions that are provided to you here at CP. I think that would be sufficient. And for mathematics, just do regular practice and do not neglect mathematics as a subject. Well, I haven't really thought what I want to do after doing law. I think 5 years is sufficient time to decide on that. Maybe I'll go for litigation or IPS or civil service, whatever. But right now I'm just focusing on getting through Bangalore.